Hi, welcome to the Forecasting for Success podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Brie. I'm a doctor of psychology, financial educator, astrologer, and founder of Forecasting for Success, a community of people improving their financial literacy to achieve financial independence. I blend my expertise as a former professor and financial intelligence analyst with the tool of astrology to help break down why you are struggling with specific money habits and the best way to form more intentional responses and choices when it comes to money, especially to help you feel more secure in your financial decisions and improve your money skills for building long-term wealth. Welcome back to the Forecasting for Success podcast, the show where astrology, personal finance, and spiritual self-discovery meet the real world. I'm so happy to have you here today. Thank you so much for listening. This week, we have a lot of astrology to cover. We have Venus moving into the sign of Virgo, two major Venus transits to go over, and the new moon eclipse in Virgo on Sunday, 21 September. So first, let's talk about Venus moving into the sign of Virgo, which is actually happening right now while you're listening to this podcast. It goes exact at 2:39 p.m., where it will enter the sign of Virgo. And when Venus is in Virgo, it's in fall, meaning it's uncomfortable in this sign. This energy is too fussy and compartmentalized for Venus to work at her optimum and be comfortable. But Venus in Virgo is good at being careful and shrewd with money. Between now and October 13th, this is a great time to carefully go over your finances and make sure that you haven't missed anything or review your budget and investments to double check if anything can be tightened up or optimized a bit more in your favor, which I'll dive into more in the second half of this episode. And the first transit we need to review with Venus this week is Venus square to Uranus. So today, Venus is at 0 degrees of Virgo and Uranus is at 1 degree of Gemini. When Venus is square to Uranus, you may notice feeling constrained and wanting to shake things up. Uranus really tests Venus's values, so it's important to be open-minded and adaptable during this transit, both to how you relate to yourself and what is authentic to you. It's also really important to be very careful with your money during this transit, since it can cause an increase in impulsive spending or otherwise spending money on things that do not align with your values. So be mindful during this transit about where or if you really need to spend money. This can be a destabilizing transit, so be open to new insights or realizations that pop up for you, but try not to act on them or make permanent decisions until the transit has passed, just to be extra sure that the change you want to implement is in your best interest. The second transit is Venus sextile to Mars, and Mars is in the sign of Libra at 28 degrees. This is a very nice transit to socialize with others and find creative, fun ways to enjoy the company of people who matter most to you. It's also a helpful transit if you're working with others in some capacity. So if you've been waiting to make progress on a joint venture or have more impact on a group project, this is a good time to push things ahead in a helpful direction. Lastly, this week's new moon in Virgo will also coincide with the solar eclipse at exactly 9:41 p.m. Central European Time on Sunday, 21 September. Remember that eclipses stir things up, so this is an important new moon to set your intentions for the coming month by really paying attention to what emotions are coming up for you, and then being very specific with the details of how you want your intentions to play out. This is an important moment to be mindful, which means being present with your emotions and thoughts without judgment. So be mindful about what specific progress and growth really matter to you in the near term and how you'll hold yourself accountable for actioning the evolution you want to see for yourself. Now let's dive into a money topic that hits home for just about all of us: impulse spending and lifestyle creep. Have you ever opened a package from Amazon and thought, oh, when did I even order this? Or maybe you've ordered takeout after a really long, hard day, even though you technically do have groceries at home, which I do not judge since I ordered an embarrassing amount of food delivery when I was going through grad school. So the truth is we all have spending triggers, and if left unchecked, they can quietly drain our financial future. So first, let's explore why spending triggers happen and why these matter more than you may think. Then I'll share actionable step-by-step ways to take back control of your money so you can start aligning your spending with the life you really want. Okay, first let's break down why spending triggers matter. Spending triggers aren't just about money, they're about emotions. Stress, boredom, loneliness, even celebrations, all of these can lead us to open our wallets without really thinking things through. And when that happens, once in a while, it doesn't seem like a big deal. But over time, these can add up. Suddenly, it's not just $20 here or $40 there. It could be hundreds or even thousands of dollars over the course of a year. And that's money that could have been invested, paying down debt, or building up your financial independence. Psychological research shows that when we're stressed, our brains are wired to look for comfort and quick wins. Spending money becomes that easy button. Astrology gives us another layer here, too. For example, during certain Venus transits, you can feel more pulled towards indulgence and pleasure. And none of this is bad on its own. But without awareness or planning, this can derail your financial goals. So, why should this matter to you personally? Because money touches every part of your life. Every impulse purchase today is a trade off with future freedom and autonomy. And the longer you let these spending triggers run the show, the further away financial independence and big life goals feel. But here's the empowering part. Once you understand your triggers, you can change your reactions to them. And that's exactly what we'll cover now, what to do about it. So let's get into the practical steps. Here's how you can take control of your spending triggers, even starting today. So step one is to identify your triggers. You can keep a simple journal for 1 week, for example. Every time you make a purchase that wasn't planned, jot down what was happening in that moment. Were you stressed? Were you bored? Was this a celebration? This helped you see patterns that you didn't even realize you had. Step two is build pause practices. Impulse spending thrives on instant gratification, so it's really important to learn how to build in a pause. For example, try the 24-hour rule. Wait a full day before buying non-essentials, or create a wish list where you park items and then review them later. You'll be surprised how many you don't actually want anymore, or can take a little time to think through how to repurpose something you already have to still meet your needs. Step three is redirect the energy. And here's one of my favorite tricks. When the urge to spend hits, transfer that exact amount into savings or investments first. So, for example, if you're about to spend $50 online, first transfer $50 to either your emergency fund or a sinking fund, or buy $50 worth of ETFs. You're still spending, but this time it's on your future self. And this will give you a natural pause to reassess if you still need to purchase that original item. Step four, align your spending with your personal values. Before any purchase, ask yourself, does this support my future self or just my stressed self? If the answer doesn't feel aligned with your most important personal values, then skip it. This small question keeps your money flowing towards your core goals instead of feeding temporary moods. Step five is to automate the essentials. Automation takes the pressure off your willpower. Set up automatic transfers for savings, investments, and debt payoff. That way, your most important financial moves happen no matter what mood you're in. These steps aren't about never treating yourself. It's, of course, important to be present and enjoy moments of spontaneous happiness and joy, or opportunity to share a moment with a loved one or friend. These steps are about making sure your money is building the life you want long term and not just patching over stress in the moment. So here's your challenge. This week, track your spending triggers and try at least one of the pause practices that I mentioned. Even one small change can shift your relationship with money in a big way. If you're ready to go deeper, I invite you to take my free financial personality quiz. It'll give you a personalized step-by-step money plan tailored to you and where you are presently, with actionable resources to keep you on track. And the link is in the show notes. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I'll talk to you next week. I want to thank you so much for joining me this week on Forecasting for Success and let you know that you can read the transcript for each podcast episode on my website, which is linked below in the show notes. I've also included the link to send me your money questions if you'd like to be a guest on the podcast at forecastingforsuccess.com/podcast. And if you're ready to get started on improving your financial literacy and developing your own personalized money plan, I encourage you to join my Forecasting for Success community, where I teach you everything you need to know about budgeting, how to choose your retirement number, how to invest in the stock market, and so much more. I go live in the community each month to check in on your progress and help answer any questions you may have. And it's a supportive community where you can also check in with other members and learn from their experiences as well. I hope you take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you next week.